Hey, you guys. Okay, you guys, I just did an ATC video, probably did it earlier today. Guess what? It was 3 minutes, right? You guys, y'all know you guys are not going to get a 3 minute video from me. Yeah, y'all should have known it got cut off, right? Something didn't happen. Yeah, but yes, that's exactly what happened. It actually got cut off, and I could not um edit the video, so I said edit it. I just actually really did the video over again. Well, all I wanted to do was show you all how I put my cards together. Now, mind you, normally I use blanks like this. I'm gonna call them blanks because they are, look at this goodness. These are some, I don't know where I got these cards from. I think it was out of some packaging, something I purchased, and it was in boxes or something. I don't know. Or I don't know where I got it from. It could have been from work when we would get bulk stuff, and um I kept them. I don't know. But they're the perfect size. I cut them down to this size right here, and I get two of those out of each one. But I cut all of these, and I call them my blanks. These are my blanks, but I also have little small ones like this. This is good for using with scraps of paper when it's this size and when it's this size. So if you have them already cut, it's easy to just take a piece of chipboard that is 8.5 by 11, and you could cut 10 of them. I think you get 10 out of one page, but why not just go ahead and do that all at one time? And you have all your blanks sitting there, and it makes it easy, especially if you're only doing one or two cards. Well, okay, this is one way you can use, make your um, ATC blanks. They are 2.5 by 3.5. You can use several things. Like this right here was a card. It was already 2.5. So I cut it down to 3.5, and I took this part and put it on the back. It gives me a sturdy card that I could use as an ATC card. Um, I actually take, this is Bow Bunny decoupage paper or tissue paper, whatever you said. This is the Art by Marlene's. This one is Art by Marlene's paper. And as you can see, I just took some white ink and put it on there. And I'll finish decorating this later. But I have a project, a ATC project that I'm trying to get out the door. Um, I'm playing with a few other ladies, and it's going to be so neat. But what I did to my ATCs is I would take a piece of tissue. This was a piece of tissue, and I got to keep watching the camera, you guys. The last time this video stopped, and I thought I was still recording, and as you can see, you only saw 3 minutes of it. Okay, I'll take paper like this. This is Bow Bunny decoupage paper. You can use napkins. You can use paper. You can use tissues. Um, They have decoupage paper. You could use just about anything, paint, even if you just wanted to do paint. But I wouldn't use a bare card. Yeah. And then some people have, and it makes it look, I could try that. And with some black and red, I know my fingers are horrible, you guys. I'm just, yeah. But anyway, back to the cards. Okay, so I just take my cards and I'll put glue on it here, because here's the deal. And this is the glue that I use for to make my cards, my anything I'm gluing, and I'm using this to do my glue books. I can't wait to do my glue books. But anyway, you guys, if you take your tissue paper and you put it on there, let's take this you could tell is tissue paper because it won't just tear evenly. Okay. Um, yeah, but you take it and you put it down, and I'm going to smudge the middle. I didn't put that much glue on the edges because I really want it on there, but I don't want it on the edges so much. So I'm going to put a little of this glue, just a little, on the edges, but not so much. The rest of it, I wanted it to stick. This right here, I want it to pull off, and I can't show you, but what you can do is after this dry and you pull it off, it's going to leave your edges like this, you know, because you tear your edges. Matter of fact, if you only want it in the middle, you could just put that in the middle and tear it off, and it won't tear where you didn't stick. But anyway, what I'll do to a whole piece like this is I'll actually take a stamp, and I have some over here that I've been using. These are just some stamps with different kinds of images on it. These are the Bo Bunny stamps, and I'm using a different set. But all I do is I'll take a ink pad, and I'll use this one right here, and I'm going to do this guy, okay? And I'll just take these. They work great, not the red rubber ones, they don't bend, but you just take this and you could just kind of kiss it in different spaces. That way you don't really have to worry about the image that goes behind there. Or you don't have to worry about the image that is going to go over. Usually I would do that first before I put that little guy on there, but okay, he's on there. And as you could see, it just lightly pick up those details on there. And if you use this and did it with a different, like this one, that's the image you get right there. Now what I do with mine, and I'm going to move these here because I'm going to show you how I made these. I'll actually take maybe a deeper ink, and I'll just tap it. You see, enough to just give it another look. Yeah, and you don't have to, but yes, I did. Yeah, you can do it as many times as you want. When you get it looking like you want it, each one of them will look differently. Yeah, so then I would take something like this. This is one that I finished already, and I used the Bo Bunny paper. It was alphabets, and I took Minnie and I cut her off of a stack of paper. Mickey or Minnie. Let's see, where's that mini book? I used a mini book. It was, yes, I think it is. That's not it. And I don't have it near me, but it is a creative scene book, and I got it from Ollie's, and it has all these great images in it, Minnie Mouse images. But anyway, that's what I use. And then I had another sticker that I used uh, from the Minions set I had. But yeah, these are so cool to use. Now, if you wanted to take this to an even other level, what you could do is make you something like this, and you make them with these cards. So once you have them here, these cards are 2.5 by 3.5. The meaning you could get 6 cards, 6 of these little teeny doodads, and you just cut them up, and you do the exact same thing to them, because you could get, like, I think this is all the same paper. I think this is, yeah, those are 2 different papers. But anyway, you could see the little Inchies. That's what these are called. These are called Inchies. Now you could use these Inchies, or you could even have circles. The circles they're now calling coins, but the circles come in 1, 2, and 3 inches, just like the Inchies. They come 1, 2, and 3. And like I said, I decorated this card, and I put a piece of ribbon on it and 2 little flowers there, and then I use one of the Inchies. Now for the Inchies and for the ATCs, here's an easy tip. What you can do is get a book page. The reason I use the book page is because the words are smaller. You can just take the words and put them on your little teeny piece because they're small enough. All you do is take a book page, find a word. I like using dictionaries sometimes, but let's see. Here's a word. Here's lots of words. I use this dictionary to pull some of these words out, like thrill. You just take it, and a lot of people just cut the whole sentence off, but you could just take this little word and cut it off of the page. And guess what? You have any word you want, and just not the word that is with that um, pack that you bought. Yeah, because they have words there, whatever words they suggested. But you could take a word like that. It's small enough to fit on something like this, but you don't ever have to type words again. Just take some book pages, look through them, find the word you want, glue it on there, you guys. Okay. Now, these little guys, you could actually make them a whole little ATC. That's a cute idea, huh? And the ATC could be a solid back or whatever, and you could still use those little things on it to make your own little cards. It could have like, here's an idea, Julie nutting faces on each one of those little ones. Use your planner steps. Yes, that's a trick you can do. And or any of your other smaller stamps. I did try to put a coffee cup on here, but I'm going to have to cut out those itty bitty little teeny coffee cups because I don't like the ones that's in those planner things. But yeah, I just really wanted to y'all to see what I do with my ATCs, how I make them, what I use so many different things, but right now this is what I'm using. I am getting ready to do a project, so I wanted to go ahead and make sure I had everything I needed in here before I send my stuff out. But yeah, um that is what I do to my ATCs. If you have any kind of questions now, as far I did have a question for, and I don't think you've seen it, I don't know of these little teeny cards, but I look at everything, and when I touch paper, I know it feels like it's going to work for me. These cards are so very thin, but I also this to it. So it's that corrugated board. I don't know where I love these things. Um, but I could also do that and actually make a ATC rough. Yes. Yeah, you guys. So those are just a few little tips and tricks that I use. Any kind of paper you want. My glue I use is the Yoo-Hoo stick for any of my glue stuff, even my glue book. Um, well, that's for that. If I have to put a larger item on it, I use hot glue on here. Or this, I actually use hot glue, and I glued it on with a hot glue gun. This, okay, when I do the edges, you can do them with the what's called them, but it's easier for me to just take a sponge type. I'll use this one, um, ink pad, and if you do this, and I have one that I use all the time just for that, because I color my edges. I just kind of finish everything that I do so it have a finished edge. Yeah, and I do that, and you'll get an edge like that. You can actually go back over here, which is what I'll probably do, and take some clear accent and put on my edges so that they too will shine. This is going in my book, you guys, my glue book. I'm going to figure it out. But anyway, you guys, that's it for how I, or what I do to my ATCs and how I use them. These ATCs can make these little inchies and so much more. Hey, you guys, I'm going to make that a video. I hope this is better than the first one. It was 3 minutes. So here's the rest of your video. All right, you guys, thanks for watching. And I hope this was informative and that you got at least a few suggestions. Everybody know about ATCs. I just figured I would share my little tidbit on there. All right, you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna call that done before I actually lose connection here. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Thank you. Thanks everyone for watching. Bye bye.